If you want an aesthetic body, but you're lazy and you can't be bothered to go to the gym very much, then this video is for you. This video will be explaining exactly how you can build an aesthetic body in 3 days a week. And yes, it's for lazy people. It's for those people who, don't have either the energy or the time to be spending, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours in the gym every single week. Because the truth is, a lot of these routines are built for people who have endless time to spend in the gym. And coming from someone who has many, many responsibilities, I can spend no longer than 3 to 4 hours a week. So this is for you. So this was me, 54 kg and skinny fat. Not too long ago, actually about 1.5 years ago. As you can see, I don't know what I was flexing for, but there was absolutely no muscle to be seen, and I was skinny fat at the same time. So very weird composition. About 6 months later, 65 kg, so I'd put on some weight, some fat because I was bulking, but also some muscle, and I was still skinny fat, as you can see. So I thought, because I was lean bulking, I'd be lean, but I wasn't. Okay, this was me. I don't know if you guys can see, but it was not ideal. Okay, and then this is me now. So this is probably taken a month ago. 74 kg, so even heavier, but clear definition, clear loss in fat. And I should probably take an updated photo, but I have many more photos on my phone that I can pull up as well. I took, as you can see, clear definition there, but this is more recent. As you guys can see, the point I'm trying to make is that even though I am heavier now, I've been able to recompose my body to lose that belly fat and have quite an aesthetic physique. And this is all with about 3 to 4 hours per week in the gym. So, let's go on to step 1. Identify why you want this. This is quite important, but if you don't have a why, then you're not going to be motivated enough to actually follow through with this. So a lot of you might have clicked this because your 2026 New Year's resolution is to lose fat or build muscle or get a good physique, be in your dream physique. Okay, so that a lot of you probably clicked this video for that reason. Now, the problem with making a video like this is because a lot of you will not have a deep why. You guys will not know exactly why you want this. You may be doing it because you're following a trend, or you might just think it's the right thing to do. But you need to really identify why it is that you've chosen this New Year's resolution, or maybe you've just chosen this because you want to lose fat, you want to build muscle. The case is the same for all different types of people. You need to identify the goal that you have, but not only that, why you want that. So an example here is you want to feel good in your clothes. Well, why is that? Keep asking yourself why. To feel confident, why is that? Maybe because you're tired of missing out on life. You want to keep going until you get a deep enough reason, and what this does is it motivates you to keep going through the difficult times, because to be honest, this transformation you see from this to this took about 1.5 years. If I didn't have a deep why or a deep reason to keep going, I would not have seen past probably this physique, and then I would have thought, oh, this is a scam, getting a dream body is not attainable without like steroids or something. I'm not trying to say that it looks like I've taken steroids, it does not. But the point I'm trying to make is you might think that it's not even attainable because you haven't gone far enough. And so you need to identify why so you can actually see the result at the end of the day. Once you've done this, we're going to get into the actual steps. So stage 1 is the workout routine. So you may simply want to lose fat. You may have clicked in this video not wanting to work out, but just thinking that if I go on Stairmaster enough times, I'll look like how I want to look. Even if you just want to lose fat, unless you train to build muscle, you'll just become a smaller version of yourself, still undefined. So essentially what I'm trying to say is, if you're, 250 pounds and you try and shred down, sure, you'll weigh less on the scale, but you'll still look soft around the edges and it won't look how you expect it will look. So, you may be wondering, how will we train only 3 times a week and still build muscle? Well, it's completely possible. What we're going to use is compound lifts. Now, compound lifts are essentially ideal for beginners because they build overall strength efficiently by working multiple muscles at once. They mimic functional daily movements, burn more calories, trigger better hormonal responses for muscle growth, improve coordination, strengthen bones, and they form a foundation for fitness before moving to isolation exercises. More importantly, for you guys that have clicked this video and you want to have a quick, efficient routine that you don't have to spend, multiple hours per session, many times per week, if you don't want to have to do that, then the most important thing for you guys to take away from this is that they're time efficient, okay? They build a balanced physique, but they're time efficient, so you don't have to spend so long in the gym because they target multiple muscle groups and they are the most efficient for you guys. Now, common compound lifts, I'm just going to give some examples here. Squats, these target the quads, the glutes, the core. Deadlifts, these target the hamstrings, the glutes, the back, the core. Bench press, overhead press, rows. These are exercises that we can do in a workout session that will target multiple muscle groups and give us the biggest bang for our buck. So, this is an example push day. This push day will take no longer than 1 hour. Okay, so push day. We're going to do barbell bench press, and this is just an example. If you guys want my exact routines, my cookbooks, my guides, my trackers, everything, the first link in the description, you'll get the biggest value bundle sent straight to your email. It's the best thing that I've seen. I've looked at other people's products. It is by far the best product. If you have only a few hours a week, but you want to achieve your dream physique, that is going to be the best thing for you. But anyway, the example push day is barbell bench press, dumbbell overhead press, dips, lateral raises, tricep push downs. This is such a perfect push day for people who want to save time, be efficient, and target multiple muscle groups with these exercises. Again, this is just an example, but doing exercises like these is going to be really beneficial for you if you want to save that time. Now, training is just one part, okay? There are multiple stages to achieving your dream physique. Training is probably the most important, but it's only one part. Chances are you have excess body fat. So, let's first calculate your maintenance calories. So this is stage 2, and this is about eating and what you eat and what your diet is composed of. So, I'm going to give an example. Now, you can calculate your maintenance calories, but I'm going to use an example, 2,500 calories being your maintenance calories. Therefore, we should aim for 2,200 on the day. So 300 calorie deficit, nothing too extreme. I've seen people recommend 1,000 calorie deficits per day. Now, if you are superhuman and you can comfortably eat in a 1,000 calorie deficit per day for weeks and weeks on end, great. I don't recommend that personally unless you've got a specific target. For me, if you follow this simple 300 to 400 calorie deficit per day, you will get to the position you want to be in. Sure, it may take slightly longer, but unless you're in a rush, this is perfectly fine. It's nothing too extreme. It's going to be extremely easy to follow, and it's actually going to be sustainable for people. So, in terms of our actual diet, we want to target between 1.6 and 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, which is roughly 1 gram per pound. Now, this works because protein has the highest thermic effect of food, which means as you're digesting the protein, your body has to burn the most calories to digest it. Not only that, it prevents muscle loss in a deficit, and studies show higher protein intakes preserve lean mass during weight loss significantly better than moderate protein. Okay, so as we are on this calorie deficit, we can't afford to melt away any muscle that we may already have. So instead, to combat this, we are going to consume lots of protein to ensure that as we strength train, we can actually build muscle while being in this calorie deficit. Now, lean proteins to prioritize. So I always recommend whole foods. Okay, the reason I recommend whole foods is because these processed pieces of junk make you feel full and give you the effect of you being full, but then very quickly it makes you hungry again. And what happens is, because these are so high in calories and we feel hungry again so quickly, we very easily overconsume calories. Not only that, but they make you feel very sluggish, they give you brain fog, and eating these whole foods, you'll feel the difference very quickly. So I don't really need to go on about this. If you just go for 1 week eating things like chicken breast, turkey, white fish, Greek yogurt, eggs, lean beef, all these sorts of things, then you won't even question it. After 1 week of eating this especially if your diet is on the opposite side of things, you will definitely notice a difference after 1 week. You'll have less brain fog, you'll feel way better, your body will just be composed better, and you will perform way better in every aspect of your life, whether it's your work, your productivity, your business, whatever it may be. So just try this for 1 week and you will not look back. In terms of carbs, you want to time your carbs around your workouts. This will give you better training performance and recovery. Okay, so eating carbs before your workout, I've been doing this for the last couple of months, to be honest, not the entire time, but in the last 2 to 3 months I've been doing this and I get way better pumps, I feel way better, and this is sort of what I use to feel really good during workouts. But you need to consume carbs, especially for recovery. If you don't, trust me, you will feel not so great. Mostly in the gym, that is. Healthy fats, we want to consume between 0.3 and 0.5 grams per kg of body weight as a minimum. Okay, this is essential for hormone production, and obviously for men, testosterone is very important. For this, we want to prioritize things like avocados. I have 1 whole avocado per day, olive oil, fatty fish, and in moderation, nuts are also great. Now, you may be currently consuming something like 2,800 calories. So dropping to 2,200 may be difficult, and obviously 2,200 is an example. Maybe once you do your calculations, you may need to consume 2,000, 1,800, and maybe for a woman, maybe 2,600. The point is, if you have excess body weight, you may be in a surplus, and cutting down an additional 600 calories per day may be difficult. I know when I went from bulking to cutting, I noticed a really big difference. I was struggling to stick to my calorie deficit, and many days I would go over. So here's what to do, okay? So we're going to split the burden. So with a 300 calorie deficit, we can actually consume, instead of 2,200, 2,350. And what we can do is burn the extra 150 calories to get us down to our target for the day. Now, this works extremely well. So we can burn those extra calories. Even if you struggle with this, maybe one day you can consume 2,000 calories, and this will give you essentially a 350 calorie bonus for another day, essentially meaning that on another day you can consume 2,700 calories. You're still averaging 2,350 over these 2 days, but each day is composed slightly differently. One is below the 2,350 goal and one is above. But if we take an average of, let's say, the week or the 2 or 3 days that you do this, you will still be where you need to be. And this really helps. One way to do this is doing a 16-hour intermittent fast every single day or on certain days. And what this does is it reduces your eating window and reduces the amount of calories that you can intake comfortably, which means that naturally you will be at a lower calorie intake for the day, and that means that another day you can consume more and average out the same. This is really effective, and I have used this myself. Now, cardio, to burn those extra calories to get us to our target, we don't want to overcomplicate it. 10 to 13,000 steps a day. That's it. Okay, now I'll actually pull up my stats on my phone. If I go to my average steps for the last 6 months, I don't know if that will focus, but 6,689 steps, for the last 6 months. And I've burnt, with those, on average, over the last 6 months, I have burnt, let's see, an average of 231 calories per day by doing these 6,000 steps. The reason I recommend 10 to 13,000 steps a day is because, again, it allows you to eat slightly more calories because we're burning more than 150 calories per day, okay? So that just gives you the extra lenience. Obviously, if you want to burn more calories and be in a greater deficit, then again, you can do this many steps, you can do even more than this. But this is a really good amount to target, and make sure you are in zone 2 while doing these steps. That's it. That's literally it, okay? I wish there was more to say, but that's it. That's how simple it is. And if you need any extra guidance with this, then again, first link in the description. You don't have to, but it's there. You'll get every single thing you need. You'll get the 3-day-a-week workout routine. On top of that, you will get the cookbooks, the high protein meal cookbooks, the dessert cookbooks. You'll get the full guides on building muscle, losing fat. So if you want to construct your own workout plan with that knowledge, you can. You get a workout tracker and a fitness tracker to see where your progress is going. And all of that is probably the best thing on the market right now that I've seen. So yeah, that's what I recommend as next steps.